Give you a history on newspapers. When television came around, or excuse me, when radio came around in the 20s, everybody said newspapers are dead. When television came around in the 30s or 40s, newspapers are dead.
Sure.
And when the internet came around, they said newspapers are dead. Newspapers aren't dying; they're evolving, and it's just a different feel for it. More local news, not national news. Because national news, you could just turn on every TV station. So my brother and I got in the newspaper business, 1982. So is that 41 years ago?
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago. And we evolved from 1 or 2 newspapers to 11, covering, and of those newspapers that were there, only one of them remained. We expanded and gone to different areas. We helped incorporate Aventura, we helped incorporate Sunny Isles, we helped incorporate Doral, and then newspapers in the South, because it helped to incorporate when you have a local newspaper in their community.
Absolutely.
And then we evolved from just not print to huge platforms on social media, Facebook, Instagram. We have Facebook Live shows, as right here, virtual video. What do we call them? Video podcasts, because it's not a podcast, so we call that. So we evolved.
And this is pretty cool. We're actually here in your studios. And
Right.
you have several studios here.
That's correct. We have 4 studios.
And what made you start that?
Well, we were doing it before COVID, and we just have to reach out to more people, different people. Not everybody is reading newspapers. Not everybody's on their phone. Not everybody's watching their TV. So we're trying to reach out to everybody in Dade County.
And I know you are everywhere in Dade County. You're all over the place. You were just mentioned at least 4 events a week. And why is that important to you, and how do you integrate that here?
Good question. Like this morning, I was in Hialeah. Well, in fact, I was really in Miami Lakes at 8 o'clock with Senator Rene Garcia, County Commissioner. And why is it important? Because we're trying to connect. Our job is to connect people to people, community to community, and keep them connected to us. And that's how I do it.
In the root of it all, you guys still have strong journalism roots, right? And how are you maintaining those roots as things are changing?
It's changing all the time. And anytime we do strong journalism issues, like in South Dade, the issue I have is we don't need buses. We don't need rails. We need jobs in South Dade. If we had better jobs in South Dade, we wouldn't have a transportation problem. So, and then anytime we write an editorial stance on an elected official, they don't like it. So it's tough. It's a tough situation, but we try our best to cover our community.
But yet you're open-minded. You host luncheons and networkers for a diverse group of politicians.
That's correct. I mean, we just had Supreme Court Justice John Correll, who was dynamic.
He really was.
It was emotional when you listen to him speak. And then we have, in 2 weeks, we have Mayor Cava. We've had the governor twice. We've had one of our most famous ones was David Beckham. And David Beckham was just incredible to everybody.
You didn't invite me to that one.
That's 5 or 6 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago. And he was incredible. Took a picture with everybody. And people were nervous, shaking their hands. He would grab their hands, and we had kids there, and he was just so gracious. And, you know, that's why he is David Beckham. So we try to do a cross-sector, keep interesting things going on in Miami-Dade County.
So this community newspaper was founded by your parents, right?
Right, my father.
Your father?
Well, he bought it from a guy named James Carey Martin. It was I don't know what the exact name was, but it was a shopper in South Dade. Then my father bought it from him, and my father was in the newspaper business about 25 years. I'm not sure of the history. And then my father was in the television business, radio business, and so we all stayed in the media business.
So he trained you young?
Not really. We were not. We were all doing our own things, but you know. It's a simple business. It's just dealing with people. And it's tough. It's like any business. You got to learn how to deal with people.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me about the future of community newspapers. What do you see changing and evolving as we move forward?
Good question. I got 30 more years. at 96. So we know community newspapers is going to be around 30 more years. I'm 66, 30 more years. It evolves every day. As social media, I think I saw something on Instagram or something like 20 billion, 2 billion people are 2 billion things are posted on Instagram a day. So it evolves. The media business evolves. Today, we think we know the internet. Tomorrow it's completely different. The one thing about newspapers, our newspapers, people want to get it. They don't have to we don't mail it anymore. We don't need to. People go to the stores. They go to the 7-Elevens. We do mail it, too, to certain areas. But wherever they pick it up, they want it. They want it. And that's an important factor. When they want it, they read it longer.
Yeah, it's really the only way to get hyper-local news.
That's correct. You know, if you want local news, community newspapers is the answer.
If you look back at your career in newspapers, is there a story that just stands out in your mind as your favorite?
That was a good one. I have to think about that because there's so many great stories we've done. You know, we broke a bunch of stories the last couple of months about the recycling, and probably my favorite is last year there was a judge who wanted to have bail reform, and Dade County is not ready for bail reform, meaning you don't have to post a bond like Chicago. Just you break a crime, you go in. You don't have to go to bonds. You just show up for a hearing. Uh-huh. So we continue writing stories over and over about it, and then the governor got a whiff of it, and at a press conference, pointed us out and said, "Thank you, and we're going to look into it." And that ended it. The judge stopped her push for bail reform. Not that we don't need it, but people don't realize judges have the right to post a bond, not post a bond. This judge wanted really to take it away from there. And we're a country of law and order, and that's why people love Miami-Dade County, because we have a great system working right now from the mayor all the way down. So it's exciting. And exciting that we're going to have a sheriff one of these days. So it's exciting.
Yes. People think that journalism is all excitement, that it's not hard work, but the things that you're talking about, shining the light on difficult issues, that can also be hard for you, right? Are there times when it becomes challenging?
Yeah, I wrote an article about an elected official 3 months ago, and he kind of physically tried to intimidate me, and then says I got paid off. And I go, well, sorry for both. And it's interesting that if you're in political light, you got to take the good and the bad.
Part of the job.
That's
right?
part of the job. Absolutely.
And I think it's also harder to be in journalism today than it was years ago.
It must be, yes, and especially the television people. There's a war going on who to get the news quicker. It's just, and for us, our only battle is ourselves. How quick can we get it out? We can get a story out on the internet immediately, but getting print, it takes an extra week. But it is a tough chore now.
It is. And how often do you publish?
All our newspapers, most of the 11 newspapers, 10 of them come out twice a month. One comes out once a month, and still every 2 weeks it's coming. It flies by.
That's a lot of content with those
right.
different areas.
Right.
And how many people do you have working for the organization?
Too many.
Do you know, Grant?
Too many. It's near 40.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah. And we're in South Miami here, but we go from Aventura, the county line, to county line. So we go all the way down to Cutler Bay, a.k.a. Florida City, all the way to Aventura, Sunny Isles. So it's way up there.
Okay, so we all know you as Grant Miller here, the
right.
newspaper guy, but really, who are you? How did you come to be? Tell me about yourself.
Wow, these are tough questions.
That's what you get with a journalist.
I know. And what TV station were you with?
Here in Miami, I was at CBS for 7 years.
CBS 4?
Yeah.
Wow. Was that with Willis Shepard? Was he there?
No, he wasn't there.
Gary Nelson was there.
I worked with Gary, yeah.
Yeah, he moved to Gainesville.
He's a classic.
Yeah. Classic car. other life, I coached baseball and football for over 40 years. Yeah, so I just really stopped. I took off 2 years a year ago, and so I've coached high school, little league, so mostly baseball and football.
That's cool. And you're a dad?
I got 2 boys. One lives in Atlanta, getting married soon, and the younger one's here at law school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you want people to know about Miami's community newspapers?
That our job is to connect people, connect businesses to businesses. Like our luncheons or breakfasts is to connect people. So Miami Community Newspapers' job is to connect everybody and hopefully get business if they want business or awareness about their company.
Awesome. Thank you, Grant, for joining us. Thank you for being a member of the South Dade Chamber of Commerce. We're so happy that you guys could join us for this edition of Chamber South Spotlight. We hope that you'll join us at one of our many networkers. Check us out online, check out the dates and events, and we'll see you there.
Have a great day.